Buenos días. Es el miércoles y son las 12. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday and it's 12 o'clock, so it's time for our second Community Spanish of this week, broadcasting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12. In addition to Community Spanish happening here on our Facebook, on Rola's Facebook, I also wanted to remind you that we have debuted our new show on the Brookline Local Access TV, so you can also catch more episodes of Community Spanish on their channel, whether you're watching it live on TV or you're on their live stream on their website. You can catch that there. And we also have children's Spanish programming happening on the Brookline channel as well. So we've got kind of happening in multiple different areas and slightly different programming. So the episodes that we produced so far here on our Facebook are going to be different than what we've made for the Brookline Local Access. So keep tuning in as those episodes have started to go live on their channel. We also have them posted on our YouTube in addition, and we'll be having new content coming out every week. So there's lots to watch. One other reminder I want to give before we get into today's Community Spanish is that the December class schedule is now posted. So if you're looking for a class in December, you can now see all the options up on our website on rolalanguages.com and see all the different offerings we have for the different languages, different levels, all the schedules, the pricing, everything is up there. And if you need help to find a level, the right level for you, you can easily request an evaluation. On all of the class pages, there's a button there. So if you need a little bit of help to figure out which is the right level for you, we're happy to give that help, and the evaluation, of course, is a free service. So great. All right, so let's get into our topic for today, which as we're continuing in our Repaso or review series, we're going to be, as we look back at topics that we've been covering over the past few months and getting more practice and reinforcing our knowledge, we're going to get into working with the verb gustar today, which is one that's quite a challenge for most Spanish learners. So it does definitely need a lot of practice to help get the hang of it. So if you feel like you maybe are even not even at the point of reviewing, you're still learning it for the first time, you're welcome to check out on our website on the Facebook Live page to look at the first video I made teaching this topic, so you can get kind of more of your foundations before you come back here for the review video. But as we do our review, I'm going to be planning that you do have some knowledge of this topic. So we're going to kind of proceed ahead. So as usual, we're going to be doing an exercise together, and I'd like you to participate as much as you feel comfortable. So por favor, escribe tus respuestas en los comentarios abajo. So if you're watching this video either on Facebook or on YouTube, you're welcome to put your own answers in the comments below as we go through the practice exercises. So let's get into it. So just a quick review first of what gustar is about before we get into our practice sentences. So gustar is the way we express to like in Spanish, but it doesn't really work in the sense of how a traditional verb works, where we have like a person and then the person does something and we have the verb have to agree with the person who's doing the action. Now, the way we think about gustar in Spanish is actually kind of the opposite of that. So we have to think about it like the thing that we like is essentially the thing that we like is making us feel happy. So it's the thing that's doing the action in the sentence, not the person who's doing the liking. Gustar literally means to please. So it's to say this thing pleases me. So not I like this thing, but this thing pleases me. So we have to kind of turn on its head the way we normally think about this verb in English and a few other languages as we work with this in Spanish. So please keep that in mind as you are using gustar, that we're describing the thing that you like and saying that the thing makes you happy, or the thing makes him happy, or the thing makes us happy. So this is the way we're going to express this in Spanish. So let's get to practicing. So starting with número uno, we're starting to say, I like to run. I like to run. So again, the way we think about this in Spanish literally is saying running pleases me. Okay, so again, running is the thing doing the action in the sentence, not me. Okay, so we can see from our chart, we're going to start with the person who is affected by this happy feeling. So in this case, it happens to me, so we're going to choose me. Okay, and then as we have learned previously in the lesson on gustar, we use gusta versus gustan. Basically, we have two options. We can use gusta or gustan. So either we're describing something that's singular, or for an infinitive verb, or something that's plural, we'll use gustan with N. So in this case, we're talking about running, which is a verb, we're going to use the singular. So it's me gusta correr, and using that infinitive. So me gusta correr. Me gusta correr. Excelente. Okay, número dos. We like ice cream. We like ice cream. So now we're saying this happy feeling is happening in us. Instead of in me, it's in us. So we're going to go with nos. Okay, and then we think about Ice cream is the thing that we like. So is this singular or plural? So this is going to be singular, right? Ice cream is like one thing. So we're going to choose gusta, okay? And then we have the vocabulary word for ice cream is el helado. So nos gusta el helado would be we like ice cream. So it's literally like ice cream pleases us, okay? Nos gusta el helado. And as I've been saying in this previous review videos, feel free to say these out loud as we go through them because it will help you to not only absorb the concept, but also to work on your pronunciation. Okay, número tres, you don't like to cook. So here's our first negative. You don't like. So again, basically cooking is not pleasing to you. Cooking does not please you. So when we have the negative, as we know, we're going to be putting the no in front of the verb. So we're going to start this with no. And then again, there's something that's not happening to you. So we're going to use te for our indirect object pronoun. If you like the grammar word, it's the indirect object pronoun. So no te, and then cooking is going to be an infinitive verb. So as I said, if it's a singular or a singular thing or an infinitive verb, we're going to use the singular gusta. And if it's plural, we'll use gustan. So we're going to use gusta because it is an infinitive. So no te gusta cocinar. No te gusta cocinar. Cooking is not pleasing to you. No te gusta cocinar. Okay, número cuatro. They like chocolate. Chocolate pleases them. So if we're saying it's happening to them, we're going to choose the pronoun les. And again, if you feel like you need a little bit of review with these pronouns, I've made several other videos about that. So you're welcome to go check back on the list of videos on our website to get a kind of a first cement that knowledge on all these words like the me, te, le before we get into exercises with gustar. But again, proceeding ahead as if you have familiarity with the subject, we're going to say it's les to say it's a ellos, okay? And then chocolate is singular, so we should say gusta versus gustan. And then chocolate, el chocolate. So, les gusta el chocolate. Muy bien. Les gusta el chocolate. Chocolate pleases them. Excelente. All right, we'll scooch down the page a little bit. Okay, so now we're on to número cinco. Número cinco, you formal. So this is going to be usted. You don't like stories, okay? So again, this is going to be a negative, so we should start with no. And because it's usted, we know that a él, a ella, or a usted all share the same pronoun of le. So we're going to say no le, and we see this is stories, more than one, plural. So we're going to use gustan in this case. So no le gustan, and we can see from our vocab how we say stories. It's los cuentos, los cuentos. So the total sentence altogether, no le gustan los cuentos. No le gustan los cuentos. Again, the gustan is agreeing with cuentos, not with usted. So no le gustan los cuentos. No le gustan los cuentos. Okay, número 6. He likes to go out. He likes to go out. So this one is also going to use le because as we said, él, ella, and usted all share the same pronoun of le. So le, okay? And if in this case, because le represents all three, if we wanted to clarify, because if we just heard the word le, then if we didn't have more context, we might think, oh, is it a él? Is it a ella? Is it a usted? I don't know who it refers to. So if we want to clarify, we can include the words a él or a ella or a usted to clarify. So just so our listener knows who we're talking about. So I can say a él le gusta. So we can it's still correct to include le in the sentence with a él or a ella or a usted, just to make sure that it's clear for the listener who we're referring to. But we don't need to if we have more context to understand. So you can say just le gusta or a él le gusta, and then we're going to use an infinitive verb, which is why we're choosing gusta, as we said. So singular things or verbs, we're going to use gusta. So altogether we get le gusta salir. Le gusta salir. Or a él le gusta salir. Perfecto. Okay, número 7. She likes to cook. She likes to cook. So this one is a ella. So again, we have the choice. If we need to clarify, we can include a ella, or we can just skip right to the le. Le, and then we know because it's another infinitive verb, like to go out is an infinitive verb, and to cook is also an infinitive verb. So we should use gusta. So le gusta. In this case, the verb to cook is cocinar. Cocinar. So we can say le gusta cocinar or a ella le gusta cocinar. Again, if we want to clarify who this le is referring to. Le gusta cocinar. Perfecto. Okay, número 8. So you all in Spain, this one's a little bit more complex. You all in Spain don't like ice cream. So this one we have to keep in mind that the you all in Spain, vosotros. So the pronoun being a vosotros is os. So we're going to use os, but we have to keep in mind also that this is a negative, and so the no will always go in front of the verb. So no, and then os is the pronoun, as I said, meaning a vosotros or para vosotros. No, os, and then we have ice cream, which as we talked about in our previous one in número 2, that it's singular, so we should use gusta. And then the vocab word el helado. So all together we get no os gusta el helado. No os gusta el helado. So ice cream is not pleasing or does not please you all, vosotros. Okay, so that'd be our translation. No os gusta el helado. Okay, dos más. 2 more to go before we wrap up this exercise. Número 9. I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. So this one is going to be negative, starting with no. And this we practiced before with for I, but to me, we're going to use me. And then chocolate is singular, so we should choose gusta versus gustan. So no me gusta, and then chocolate, el chocolate. So no me gusta el chocolate. No me gusta el chocolate, which isn't true for me, but we can say it for the sake of the sentence. Okay, last one. Número 10. We like stories. Again, stories please us. Okay, so again, we have to keep that in mind. We have to flip the structure in Spanish. So this is for we, so we're going to use nos. Okay, so a nosotros, nos. And then with stories, as we saw in número 5, stories are plural, so we want to choose the option of gustan, right, versus gusta, because we're describing the stories. So nos gustan. And then the vocabulary for the stories was los cuentos. So altogether we have nos gustan los cuentos. Nos gustan los cuentos. Excelente. So that's the last one for this exercise. But as I mentioned, we have lots of opportunities up on our website if you would like to take a look at to see the previous video to keep practicing with this subject. And also there are tons of other resources, not just Rola resources, but tons of other resources for you to access to practice with Gustar. Because as I said, it's a topic that's really confusing for a lot of Spanish learners, especially coming from an English native speaker background, because you have to kind of flip the structure of how you're used to thinking about things in English. So it takes a lot of extra practice. And so because of this, it means that there are lots of resources that you can explore, including on our website, but also outside of our website of different tools you can use to practice with Gustar, something that definitely it needs practice and is worth the practice because it's something that you're going to use again and again. So that's all for today. I'll be next back on Friday at 12 for the last Community Spanish of this week. Gracias y adiós.